Hi guys, Danny from GDL Automotive again with another of our really helpful tips. Hopefully you can hear us this time because it's actually pouring rain outside. So we're going to try and project our voices as much as we can so that we're audible. Today we're going to run through what we recommend to do in the event of a car accident. Now we've staged one here. This is our R33 Nissan Skyline that has collided with my loan car. Oh no! And miraculously it's ended up on axle stands as well. Oh wow, my ring. It's ended up on axle stands as well. Okay, so in our staged accident, miraculously our bonnet has unbolted itself and even the driver's seat ended up here. But that's alright. So what we're going to run through now is just what I recommend your course of action in the event of an accident. It is no way officially recommended or any of that. I don't want to be liable for anything that you do at a car accident. The first thing that you want to look for is the safety of yourself and the occupants of your vehicle. Make sure no one's bleeding to death, severely maimed. Same with the occupants of the other vehicle. The second thing you want to do is make sure that you're not in a dangerous situation. If you're on the side of the main road or in the middle of the main road, if possible, move your car. A bit of fun fact for you here, people tend to steer their car where they're looking without realising it. So you could be collected by rubberneckers who are just having a look at your little collision, and that's bad. You need to be aware that in these events, adrenaline normally kicks in, and if you're naturally an aggressive person or quick to lose your temper, it's not going to work in your favour. So take a few deep breaths and get your temper in check the first thing. Okay, following that, the next major piece of advice here that's probably hugely controversial is do not ever admit fault. It doesn't matter if you're insured, uninsured, you're convinced that the other person's not at fault, or whatever, not at fault, you're at fault, who's at fault, who cares? Just don't admit that you're at fault. As far as who's at fault, let your insurance companies fight that out, that's why we pay them. But if you've said something at the scene that puts you at fault, your insurance company's going to have a hard time then proving otherwise if you've already admitted it. Our accident here was so bad that the interior has completely vaporised. We're now going to give you a little bit of advice on calling police. I'm only going to tell you what happens. You can then make your own judgment as to whether you call police at an accident or not. When the police arrive at an accident, 9 times out of 10, they will deem somebody at fault, and then they will charge that person with negligent driving. What that means is, not only is the person at fault now going to have to pay their insurance excess, or for the other car if they're uninsured, they have a bent car, they have a fine from the police, and they've lost points. So take that or leave it. If you think that there's a possibility you're at fault, my advice is generally don't call the police unless you're having an argument with the other person. The next and probably the most important part of this whole process is to get the details of both drivers, for both drivers, so you'll have to write all this stuff down twice. Also, we do recommend, if you've got a mobile phone, which everybody does, take a photo of the driver's license, take a photo of the scene of the accident as well from many different angles. It will help with insurance companies later. In addition to getting details, if somehow you can convince the other driver to admit fault at the scene, get them to put that in writing and sign it. It just makes the whole process a lot less stressful for you later. The final thing to cover here is airbag systems in cars. Most modern vehicles have what's called SRS, or your airbags. If your collision's been so severe that any airbag has gone off, get your car towed. If you feel that it's severe but your airbags haven't gone off and you're not sure, we recommend you still get towed. An airbag going off whilst you're driving the car is all bad. Basically, rule of thumb, if you're not sure, just get it towed. Your insurance company will cover the tow. So to wrap up, the general consensus is if you can avoid colliding with another car, do that. If not, then follow some of our steps. And yeah.